2. It's time for bison. Now, I don't know if you've eaten bison before, but you should eat bison.
Bison is good.
Bison is 8 times leaner than beef.
High in protein, low in fat.
So what are we cooking up here, Chef Jones, today?
We got some dry aged bison. How many days you have this in there for?
So this is 45 days old right now. And I mean, look at the color in that. The cool thing about bison, I mean, it's so lean. It's actually like 65% water. So you see this big pocket that we have in here from dry aging. There's all the water coming out of it. Now I have to wonder, you know, there's what the weight that we got it at, which this is 10 pounds basically. Yeah. And then there's the weight that it is today. So what's that? How does this work?
So that's your shrinkage. That's one of the reasons why dry age is so expensive, is because of the shrinkage. You know, this is probably going to lose, you know, if this was beef, it'd probably lose 25, 30%. This being so much more water content, we're probably going to lose more. So
yeah, so bison's 65% water, 25% protein, about 10% fat. So this started out at 10 pounds. And
we got, this is saying about 6 pounds worth. So about 40% shrinkage on this.
40% shrinkage.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Yeah. So
at the end of the day, we're gonna have a small amount of bison, but the smell when we pulled it out of the locker.
Oh, the smell is fantastic. I don't know if any of you guys ever been to a butcher shop. It smelled like a butcher shop, in a good way, not in a funky, you know, rancid blood way. A nice, meaty. It definitely smelled meaty.
Super meaty. I mean, smell the meat.
You want me to start tackling this piece?
Yeah. So this is a bone-in ribeye. So we don't have a meat saw here.
Yeah.
Yet. We've discovered we need 2 things. We need a meat saw and we need a meat vise.
We need a meat clamp, yeah.
We need a big meat clamp. So as you'll see, this has the bone in over here and over here. So we got to take this off and then we're going to be able to break into this.
Just get the eye. Yeah, I think we can lay it on its side. Very similar to what I just did at school. We just broke down a 38-day dry aged short loin, which is a little bit farther back on the cattle. So we got...
You're cruising through there.
Yeah. So once you get through like the bark, if you will, actually I'm gonna switch to that. Once you get through the bark, it's easy to cut. And with this being like a leaner cut, I don't know if it's gonna kind of help him get through it. You'll be able to see, oh yeah, she's pretty.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So I've been dry aging for about 2 years now at work, and the color of the meat just gets amazing once all that gets condensed.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
So
okay.
I think I'm just gonna work my way right around it.
I'm gonna cut some Scooby snacks off of this. This is just beautiful.
So the fat cap will be on the outside here. I mean, this is all pretty much garbage right here. I don't like to cut too deep because you don't want to waste a lot of that goodness. So I always give myself like an initial cut to see how deep you want to go.
So by the way, when you were doing that, I was freaking out. I was like, oh, I feel like there's gorgeous meat inside of there. Oh my God. But and this is great because, you know, this is why a friend of mine, if he had to be reincarnated, would want to be Mandy and my dog.
Yeah.
Because these are the Scooby snacks for all the dogs.
Actually, this week, since you told me how you render out all your beef fat and then make...
oh, hail.
It's hailing out.
Wow,
shit.
It sure is hailing out.
So I had all the fat from our strip loin we did. I'll try to do what I do at school with the demo. So you just want to kind of cut through all that bark. But we rendered all the fat off of it, and then all the, you know, the bark I cooked up and we tried. So I just want to kind of get the eye here, because I think just by looking at this, the whole fat cap on this might be inedible. There she is. So you gotta get more of that bark.
That looks like dog treats.
And then I'm gonna cut into the end here to see where we're at. How much do you want me to leave a little brown on here?
Why not have some funk?
Okay.
Little crunch. You like deer.
Yeah.
I mean, venison's good, and people People think venison's a very healthy protein.
Definitely.
Who has less cholesterol?
Bison.
Venison or bison?
Bison.
It's crazy.
I would never have guessed that when I found that out.
You know, and bison's a super good source of zinc and iron and B12.
B12's a big one.
Good for the nervous system. Good for the brain muscles.
Believe it or not, like this, I mean, a good sharp knife helps. That's why I was, step one is a good sharp knife.
I might have sharpened that just before your arrival.
But I'm not really pushing it hard. This is actually cutting very nice. I think it has to do with a lot of the leanness on it too.
Oh,
so
God.
This is the fat cap here, is what I was talking about. Yet again, I think this might be mostly, we'll see. Most beef, you can just pull the cap right off. We actually used to service to like all of our VIP customers at Lautrec. Yeah, it'll peel right off.
Oh, wow. So that becomes a cut for cooking in itself.
Yeah, we would roll it up and tie it and cook it real fast and cook it up.
This band of fat that's in here, like, I mean, the effect of dry aging produces so many good smells and flavors. So that's going to be like a piece of cheese, right?
Yeah, I mean, smell that.
Oh God,
it's super intense. Very, like you said, very cheesy. You get that aged cheese aroma. All right, and then how thick you want these?
yeah, that's great. Oh,
first one's never pretty. And I like trussing my meat. So you can tie these up or you can leave them whole. Now, if that cap was like pretty much edible, that would be kind of hanging out and then make it a little bit more pretty.
right.
But I mean, that still could be a nice steak right there.
I can't wait to weigh these. I feel like, do you want to make a guess about where we're going to land? So we lost 4 pounds. We went 10 down to 4. I bet we're going to be at, do you want to play Price is Right rules? I bet
Over under?
2.5 pounds.
That's a good estimate because these are probably.
I guess I could weigh the, oh no. That feels pretty heavy. I
So
feel
this
like
one might have a little funk on it, but that's going to be good.
we want the funk.
It's crazy how these like condense and compact. If you cut a lot of ribeye steaks, you're gonna be bigger. And this meat, you can even tell. It's hard to explain this unless you touch this. Like I said, I've butchered a lot of ribeyes, and just the texture of the meat is so like compact. It's like dense, but it's so tender.
And you see, I mean, there's some small marbling that's in here, which is pretty cool. But these big fat, like, bands are awesome.
You ask me any day of the week what my favorite cut of steak is, it's gonna be a ribeye. And just because I like fat's flavor, so all that's gonna melt down and just make your steaks more flavorful. The big thing though is the intermuscular fat, that marbling. And I mean, you've played with enough Wagyu steaks and stuff to understand the difference with marbling.
Well, it's time for the truth. Let's see what we got here. So we got the scale out and we've tared it on this. 10 pounds down to 6 pounds. And now,
If this is over 3, I'll be amazed.
oh! Wait a second. 2.51? Oh, 2.72?
Yeah, that's about right.
So we basically 73% loss.
Yeah.
Okay, that's huge, but I have another feeling though about something huge. The flavor.
Yeah.
And what's going to come out of this. And so, good thing is no antibiotics or hormones in this stuff. And we know we're on a ride for some rich, sweet flavor.
Yep.
This is good. It's time to go to the next stage.
Let's cook one up.